Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is a continuation of the video I had started before, which is how to make a 5x5 closure from scratch, and I would attach the remaining videos, the previous videos of how I was able to reach this stage and also make the 5x5 pattern. So check the description box below for the previous video. So let's get into it. So we're already done with creating the base of the 5x5 closure, and it's now time for us to create the middle part. I explained earlier that for the base we had to ventilate on a straight line, but for the middle part we are supposed to ventilate diagonally. Do you understand? So you're going to look for the first slanted line you can see. Yes, there's straight lines, but you can also see slanted line. Then you note when you are starting this particular portion, always start from the end. That's where the line is, at the end, not at the middle. So once you note the first one, you leave a line, not the second one. On a slanted row, leave a line, not the third one. You can see what I did. You see these three knots are slanted. This is the second line I want to create. On the second line, you leave a space, then go to the third line and knot in between the two previous knots you've created before. So now there is space between the first two, and there's a space between the first slanted line you are knotting and the second slanted line you are knotting. And number two, they are not on the same line. They are in between the knottings. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, but I'm going to repeat this process several times so you can see. So you keep knotting like this till you touch that lower line where your base ends. Do you understand? You can see it is slanted. So I noticed I missed the first line part to knot at the main line, so I just knotted it. So forget that I'm trying to also knot outside the main line. Please, you're supposed to follow this particular line, like the lines you created. You're supposed to knot on it. That should be your guideline. So forget that I'm going outside the line. I just wanted to add 2 extra lines at both ends, but see, just forget about that. That is just me because I'm already a pro in it. But you focus on the line. Now whatever line on the net that touches this particular line that you have drawn with your biro, that is the line you will follow at the end of the at the end of the net throughout till you finish. Do you understand? So it should be that particular line that is at the end that touches the biro. That is the end. That's the line you will follow till you finish. So just everything is repetition. So as you are doing the slanted line, don't forget the side must also be on the same line. Now the first slanted row, the first knotting will touch the line. Note that the second slanted row, row that you are creating would not touch the line. That's the first knot will not touch the line. The third one, the first knot will touch the line. The fourth one, the first knot will not touch the line. If you are creating the pattern just like I'm teaching you like this what I just explained is what will really happen. Do you understand? So but as you keep on going, the line becomes longer, and that's how you keep knotting slanted till you reach the middle line, and you continue. Once you reach the middle line, do not go to the next part. No, just finish this particular portion that I'm knotting. Don't continue and knot the center line. That center line that is created is the part, so no knot is supposed to be on that center line. Only space. That is to create a demarcation. That's to show that's to give the center part. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Okay, now if you notice, I've entered the fourth slant. Now let's forget the first slant that I created that had just 3 knottings, because at that time I had not decided to add 2 more lines. I was thinking I wanted to still remain on the blue line. Now let's look at from the second line, the third line, and this fourth line I'm ventilating. Now the second line, you can see where the first knotting is. Now the third line, the first knotting is not on the same line with the first knotting on the slanted row. this fourth one I'm also creating, the first knot is on the same line with this second slanted that I created. Do you understand? So it means that the end of my closure at this left hand side portion that I'm creating would follow this particular line of where this second slant and the fourth slant is. That's why I was explaining to you that once the first one touch the line, let's just imagine that this second line and the fourth line, the beginning knots, that's where the blue line is. All right, so once the first one touch the blue line, definitely the second slanted would not, because you are following pattern. Why won't it? Is because you are ventilating in between two knots. So if the first slanted you created, the first knot touch the blue line, so once you are trying to create in between the two knots of the first slanted that you created, the first and the second slant you are creating in between, definitely it will not touch the blue line. So the third one, the first knot will touch the blue line, the fourth one it will not touch, the fifth one like that. But so don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you're watching this video, you've not yet subscribed, but you are learning, just do me that favor so that you can get updates like this. Now, don't you want updates like this? So if you know you want updates like this and you want to get first-hand info whenever I drop any video concerning hair ventilation or hairstyling, why don't you go back and just subscribe? Hit the subscribe button quickly, then come back to continue this video. So I forgot to say the number of strands of hair I'm using for this middle is 3 strands. Okay, so I'm just basically using 3 strands of hair. So you just keep on going on and on and on till you reach the lines you created for the front hairline. So this is the part I've reached. I just want to show you how it would look. You will continue to, you can see I did enter the second portion. Now as this one is slanting this way, the other portion will be slanted in the opposite direction. So I did the other right side behind camera, and don't worry, it's still the same method. If you keep on following the video, you would understand. At this time, I was already done with the 2 portions, so it remains the 2 lines I created for the front hairline. I know in the previous video while teaching you, I just created just 1 portion for front hairline. You can make it 2. So you do this second one with 2 strands, then the first one, which is at the front, with 2 strands. Now look at the way I am going to ventilate. This particular side is the opposite side. The previous portion was the other side that I ventilated. Then this side is the opposite side. So the slant is in the opposite direction. So here you are still slanting even for the front hairline, but you are reducing the strands to 2 strands. Do you understand? So see me just continuing the slant. Is just the same way I taught you for the other one. It's just that you are slanting in the opposite direction, and the front line you are still slanting. All right, it's just that the knottings you are going to be using, the strands of hair you're going to be using is different. So for this second one, I was using 2 strands. So don't forget, actually, like I told you earlier, that once you are starting that middle part, whether the left side or the right side, like this one is the right side, that other side is the left side, you must start from the end of the line. But now this is the front hairline that we are creating, so we may not basically need to start from the end of the line. We just need to follow the pattern that was created because it is slanted. So you can do everything at the same time, or you can first do the middle before you go into doing the front. So I'm just following the line. If you check very well, you can see that the slant is coming from inside the middle to the front hairline. I'm just following it. It's just that I have reduced the number of strands that I'm knotting. Okay, so that is what will give you the front hairline, and you can see that it's still the same method I taught you of the previous left hand side that I worked on. So the first line, there's the first slanted line, there's a line before you go into the next slanted line to ventilate, and in between 2 knots you give a line before you knot the second one. Before you create the knot, but the knot will be in between 2 knots. Do you understand? So if you are ventilating, this is how your knotting should be. Please forget the fact that I am knotting out of the pattern that I've created or the map that I've created for the 5x5 closure. I just wanted to add something little to it, but you can just stop at the line. Okay, that line for you as a beginner, that is your guide. So anytime you are ventilating and you reach the line, you knot on the line. So if you are ventilating, just follow the normal mapping you created. So like I said, the second one will be two strands of hair you knot. But once you enter this other portion where the front hairline will be, you have to reduce it to one strand. You can see how tiny the strands are. So once I cross that line, immediately I move from 2 strands to 1 strand. So that's what is going to give you that natural line. And you can see I just did the other ones behind camera. Now I just want to show you that I have reached the center line. You know, I told you that the center line is not where you are to knot. You're supposed to create a space there. You're not supposed to like knots on the center line. And don't forget, the center line is supposed to be a straight line. In case if you place your net on your map, and maybe in the process of you creating the closure, creating the knot, you find out that maybe the center line is, how will I put it, the center line that you've already started with on the net is kind of maybe bent, maybe you did not position it well on the paper. Just to know, please, whatever line you are creating is straight. The center line, as once you start with any line as the center line, that line must be the center line. Whether your line, the line you draw was not straight, it was bent, it must be, that line you created must be the center line. The line you created at the end of each sides, at the end of each side, that's the left hand side and the right hand side, wherever you start knotting from, that line, that straight line you start knotting from at opposite ends must be the straight line you continue. So everything must be on a straight line. The net already is designed in a way that all the lines are straight, so you can't make mistake. You can see the diagonal line, you can see the straight line. Do you understand? So whatever straight line you start with, that is the line you will follow straight. Whatever line you put as the center part as you in your process of ventilation, that is the line you follow straight. So I'm just showing you how, okay, because why I'm really showing this part of the video is because the middle side of this right hand side, I didn't really show you how to ventilate in this opposite slanted way. So I'm just showing you how it will be from the center line to the end of this is, so just know that this is how your hair is supposed to be looking like, and know how to like knot close to the center line. Do you get? One important thing you should know in the process of ventilating is that not all the knots will touch the line close to the center part and the lines at the other ends. So if the first knot touches of the first line, the second line that you'll be creating would not touch. The third line will touch. So that's how it is. Don't worry, in the process of you ventilating, you would understand what I'm trying to say. I finally finished one side. This is how the hairline looks like. So I'm going on to the next. And this Anyway, this is how the next the next looks. I've already reached half because I've already taught you how to begin from this side. It's just the strands we are reducing, so it's just the same method basically. So once you reach that front side, you have to reduce from 2 strands to 1 strand to give you the hairline. You can see now that the slantness they are all, both of them are opposite. This one is coming towards the right, that one is going towards the left. So the slantness is both for the middle parts and for the front parts. Okay. At this point, I'm almost done. You can see the only portions remaining is the major front, like the major front hairline. So it's just one strand. I just wanted to show you how I feel up close to the center pattern. I've tried so far to teach you something, so why don't you just hit the subscribe button, hit that subscribe button as you're watching this now. Just go back, hit, then come back to continue the video. So I've already done with the 5x5 closure. This is how it looks like. So I feel with this knowledge, you can be able to use it to create whatever size of closure you want. Just when you're making your own, you can be watching this video at the same time, so you wouldn't make mistake. So this is it when I've removed the paper. Look at how fine it is. Look at how the front looks natural, because it is one strand. I know you got so much for this video, so just do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. See you in my next video. Bye.